So the next couple, well, the next one anyway, is going to be a little bit more complicated because it's got two conversion factors that you're going to have to use, right? So do we have a direct conversion that goes from yards to miles? No, we don't. If we go back up there and look, we can see that we only have yards to feet, and then we have feet to miles. So we're going to first have to convert yards into feet and then convert feet into miles. So what we're going to do is, again, you always start with what you're given. So you're going to write 120 yards over 1, and I'm going to multiply this by the conversion that goes from yards to feet, right? So it's 3 feet equals 1 yard. So I'm going to write 1 yard down there because, again, I want it to cancel, and 3 feet on top. So if I stop now, right, yards would cancel and my answer would be in feet, but I want miles. So I need to use a second conversion factor that relates feet and miles, and that's this one, that there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So I'm going to go back now and I'm going to write feet in the denominator because I want it to cancel, and it's 5,280 feet in the denominator and 1 mile in the numerator. So now feet would cancel, and now this one is a little bit different because the new denominator has something in it. So what we would do is we multiply across the top. So we'd end up with 120 times 3, which is going to be 360 miles. But we still have 1 times 5,280 in the denominator. So we're going to have to do 360 divided by 5,280. So this is actually going to give us 360 divided by 5280, which is, you'll have to round this, I guess, right? So we'll say it's 0.068 maybe. So it's approximately 0.068 miles, which makes sense because it's only 120 yards, so it's basically the length of a football field. So the length of a football field is 0.068 miles, which makes sense because it's short, right? It's not long compared to a mile. So I guess if you wanted to, you could leave it in a fraction form. I mean, you could take 360 over 5280 and reduce the fraction, and then that would be an exact fraction. But in this case, I would probably just say to round it to a certain number of decimal places. So maybe 3 decimal places is good here. And then this other one is now back to a basic one, 60 ounces to pounds. We do have a conversion between ounces and pounds, right? 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So we can just go here and again start with 60 ounces over 1. And we're going to then multiply this by our conversion factor, which says that there's 16 ounces in 1 pound, and ounces has to go on the bottom, so it will cancel, right? Ounces, ounces, and then 1 pound in the numerator. So we'll cancel ounces. And then here, what you're really doing is 60 times 1 divided by 16. So you're really just doing 60 divided by 16. So 60 divided by 16 is going to give us 3.75. So in this case, it's a nice exact decimal. So 3.75, and pounds is what was left, and that's what we wanted. So it's 3.75 pounds.